Well, hello and hello. If I didn't say it enough times, this is the holiday season. Time to get ready to get your best sales and deals going. Black Friday was a big festivity, and now we have Christmas. And as a mompreneur, there are things that we can do to get ready, but why not use the most free of all of the resources? And that's social media. Hi, I am Rashida Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching. I'm also the host of the Mompreneur HQ community and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, where we help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And I do that through coaching, content, community, and now the Digimompreneur Academy. So if you are a mom and a mom entrepreneur and you are in this community, I want to say welcome and thank you for joining me today for our episode titled Jingle All the Way Profits. Unwrap holiday ready marketing strategies for your side hustle. So, if you are a side hustler and you have a business that you are prepping for this Christmas sales, then I am going to be talking about some different ways that you can get prepared. All right, if you are joining us live, make sure that you put in the comment field below, all right, hashtag live. And if you're joining via replay, hashtag replay. And if you are watching us now and you have any comments or questions, make sure you drop them in the comment field as well. We'll try to address them live if we can. Otherwise, we will get to you after the show. Now, we have come to, let's just take it in for a moment that we have come to the last month of 2024 23. Think about that. The time is just blown away, by the way. It really didn't feel like a whole year has passed, but undoubtedly it's been a whole year. It is now December, the last month of 2023. We've had some ups, some downs, some highs, some lows. We've gone through Black Friday. Now we're getting ready to close out with Christmas. And so you'll see a lot of promotions and a lot of deals going on. And that's why we want to talk about how you can use social media to improve your profit margin for the end of the year. So, as we say, jingle all the way to profits, unwrap holiday ready marketing strategies for your side hustle. And we're going to start with a basic conversation of just about how this free social promoting and sales promoting platform came to be. In 2004, Mark Zuckerberg, he was a sophomore in Harvard University. He launched a social media platform that would change the world in a major way. We had the internet, and that was huge. Like, wow. We had cell phones, and that was huge. But Facebook, when Facebook was born, and college students across the United States began connecting with each other through the social media platform. It was huge. It was a game changer of all game changers. And of course, it didn't take long before we then had Twitter, and then we had LinkedIn, and then there was YouTube, and then there was Instagram, and then there was, what's that audio platform? I'm just being facetious. And then there was TikTok, right? All of these social media platforms just started sprouting up. And so through the years, businesses have learned to capitalize on these social media platforms, plugging their products and services to normal, everyday people spending time scrolling on their devices. And during the evolution of social media, marketing has changed a lot as well. In the early days of social media, it was much easier to gain followers and have people see your content, right? Today, businesses have to compete with many other companies while also trying to decode the elusive algorithm, whoever that is, right? In other words, you have to work harder and smarter in our current day for anyone to even see your content. So, we're here to show you how you can be relevant in the social media world today and how you can get views, clicks, and conversions for your business despite the strong competition. So, you might be wondering what has changed in social media over the years and why social media can be hard to use. Well, because if you're asking that question, it's because you're either interested in starting a social media page for your business or you've tried to promote your business through social media already and you haven't been as successful as you would like to be. Well, there are a couple of big reasons why social media can be so difficult to use in modern times for businesses, and we'll talk about those here. All right. We mentioned that social media can be a little hard to use effectively. But I want you to remember that you can counter these challenges using smart strategies like those that we're going to explain in just a few moments. Because these challenges that we're going to talk about here, they can make informed this if you look at the things that we're going to talk about. If you write them down because you have a pen and paper and you're ready to take down those good notes, then you can make some informed decisions to overcome those challenges as you make a grand plan for your marketing of your business using social media. Now, to start, one of the big things that we talked about when I gave you the air quotes algorithm, the algorithm is not working in your favor. Once upon a time, when you shared something on social media, it was instantly sent to any of your followers who happened to be scrolling their account at the time. That was yesteryear. Everything was posted and viewed in real time, and people were interested in your brand would have access to your content whenever you post it. Well, today's a little different. Every social media platform has now its own algorithm that picks and chooses what audiences see. You may have access to new audiences, but you may not even have access to the audience you've already carefully collected. And every social media platform works a little bit different so that it's even harder to figure out the algorithm. But this concept is relatively constant among all of them, right? They all have their own something that they use to try to keep people on their platform, but also and to also keep business owners on their toes so that you're not that the information and content is not stagnant. To give you an idea of the potential reach of your social media, many sources suggest that roughly 10% of your followers on Instagram will see your post at any given time. So for Facebook, it may be as low as 5% for your average account. And that means even if you have 1,000 followers on your social media platform, maybe only 50 to 100 of them will see the content you put out. In some cases, it can be a whole lot less, right? You know, want to definitely think about that. Now, this says nothing about the reach you have for non-followers, but it does mean that it can be hard to create an engaged group of followers who might actually be interested in purchasing something from your business. Now, another thing to consider is that you have considerable competition. Like it's not just 12 people on social media or just 15 businesses. We're talking about millions of businesses promoting on Facebook and all the other social platforms. When you're using social media to promote your business, you're not only competing against people who are in your niche, but you're also competing against everyone else on social media. So even if you got 50 people that you're friends with, they're already on social media and they're already scrolling on something, and then you want to present your business, your service, and so now you have these other businesses out there also promoting. So you see the clash of business and friends and how it can be a lot and it can be overwhelming. You want eyes on your content, and so does everyone else. Your business might be selling homemade stationery, but people scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram are also viewing people talking about politics and adorable kittens taking naps and delicious new recipes. There you're competing against a whole bunch of different things. It's not even niche specific because the way that the algorithms work, they're going to go by favorites or what they've seen that the customer likes or loves. And so they'll put in front of them those things that they've liked, loved, commented on. And you know how the Facebook pixel is pretty much a tracker that, and Google uses one as well. So you go into Google looking for one thing, and next thing you know, on Facebook, you're getting a whole bunch of stuff about that one thing. You just Googled one thing, and next thing you know, you're getting hit with all this information and ads about that thing. You're in competition is basically my point. And when people are scrolling, their attention is being diverted into 20 different directions and making it really hard for your pretty little stationery to find engaged viewers. Now, another thing is most social media posts don't really last long. We already know there are certain things that specifically roll out like stories. I think is only 24 hours. There are certain types of social media that is specific to just 24 hours, but for many social media, well, I can't say it today, but for many social media platforms, the lifespan of your post is really short. And that's why things like TikTok and YouTube shorts and so forth are really great gaining attention because they're short. They're really brief. Some 30 seconds, 60 seconds, depending on what platform you're using. This social media stuff, it really doesn't even last out there long. It's viewed and then kind of moves on. And if it's something older, really, no one really, first of all, you're only getting it out to 50, 100 people if you had a list of 1,000, but you're only getting out to this few number of people to begin with. And if they don't catch it at the beginning, they likely will not see it because so many other things come in and they pile down and pushes yours down. So many people may not even see what it is that you're offering, but it'll have the greatest impact in the first 50 minutes that is posted. So after 50 minutes, it's pretty much a wrap. But not to say that you don't want to post something because you're afraid it's going to expire within 50 minutes, but you definitely still post and still make your content relatable and so forth. But just know that as quickly as stuff starts coming into their inbox, just you think about your inbox. Well, let me think about my inbox on Google, my inbox. By the time I get to my inbox on Tuesday or Tuesday morning, all of Monday has already been piled up in my inbox. And as I start going through Monday, oh, I missed this. Let me check this out. Let me read this. Next thing you know, all of Tuesday done piled up while I was reading the Mondays. And it becomes just overwhelming. So many people, like I said, it's not going to leave a long lasting impression. It's going to be pushed down. So usually if people start responding within the first 50 minutes of your post, then that's when the algorithms start paying attention to say, oh wait, somebody's responding to this. Let's show it to more people. So now instead of 50 to 100, maybe you get 100 to 200 people. And if you keep getting comments on that one post within that first 50 minutes, your reach would be expanded. So now instead of 100 to 200, it can be 500, it could be 1,000 because you're getting interaction. So that's a good thing to think about. So even if you have, that's why they pay people. They have these groups that people are in where they pay people to respond to your posts. And they have a schedule and they can literally go in and start you post something and you say, hey, I posted this, or I'm posting something at 5 p.m. Then that group that you paid for will go in and start responding to your posts within the first 5 to 10 minutes of you posting so that your post can start gaining traction and the algorithm can start sharing your post. And people literally pay for that service. Does it work? It does. But how about, do you want to find yourself paying for that service on a regular basis? Is a question of the day. But it is something that is out there. All right, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Jingle All the Way, the Profit, Jingle All the Way to Profits, Unwrap holiday ready marketing strategies for your side hustle. Because if you have a side hustle, we're talking about ways that we can address the challenges that we're facing with social media, and then making sure that we're getting ahead of it for this holiday season. So some social media platforms like TikTok, it has what's called instant decay, which means if a post doesn't get immediate attention, it likely will not keep showing it to people. So that is how TikTok will do it if you are in TikTok. And if a social media post becomes viral or quickly gains attention, you will see a longer lifespan. But you can expect the content you've made in the past will no longer get views after a few days. The one exception to this rule is Pinterest, which can continue to garner interest for months after posting. So if you've been thinking about Pinterest but not quite sure if you wanted to get into it, listen, Pinterest has a longer lifespan. People go through Pinterest, and even though it's something you posted 6 months ago, if people see that pin, they may be interested in clicking on it to go to your blog, read your blog, and then whatever the content upgrade is that you provide, or the upsell may still get a sale from something that was posted on Pinterest months later. Now, let's get into those general tips for social media business accounts. And let me say, I'm going to be sharing these tips, but if you have comments, or if you agree with them, or if you didn't, you have some aha moment like, oh my gosh, I didn't think of that, be sure to drop it in the comment field. So, we're going to offer some trends and tips that are specific to the most popular social media platforms. But first, we'll discuss ideas that should work across any platform. So, these are social media marketing strategies that can help build your brand and grow your audience, whether you're using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whichever. Number one, we want you to share more than just business. Share more than just business. So, we're not going to go on attack that we're just going to be, oh, my brand, my business, my this, my that. We want you to know, want you to share more about other posts that are just about you, so people can get to know who you are, because people will certainly get tired of your account and decide to move on if everything is about your brand and you wanting to sell them something. We want you to be relevant and relatable. So if there is something that is going on in the world today that your business can, highlight, that is going to be relevant, then do that. And also, when it comes to being relatable, people want to be entertained. They want to be understood. They want to form a connection, even though they don't think so, right? Because they form a connection when they're looking at social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, because then they hit the button that says follow, right? So that's a form of connection. Otherwise, they would just keep scrolling. So the connection and being relevant and relatable really does help people to want to get to know you, want to view your post and interact with them. You want to use humor. I mean, hey, if you're not a jokester, you don't, you tell dad jokes. Even dad jokes are funny, right? Because everybody knows they're dad jokes, so they laugh. Humor is one of the best ways to make your content relevant to your audience. Even if someone isn't interested in your product per se, they will enjoy an account that uses humor and doesn't take it so seriously. They're also more likely to share your content if it's funny, and you could potentially get, if that person is not your client, you can potentially get in front of your ideal client by sharing something that's funny, memorable, that they can share with their friends and business partners. All right. So another is to find your niche and your audience. Your job isn't to market your business to all 4 billion or more social media users, but to market to your target audience. Now, we talked about a moment ago, you want to market to your target audience, people who are really looking for your product and service, not just anybody, because that's fine, which is one of the reasons why sometimes those follow for follows don't work. If there's a follow for follow, hey, you follow my Instagram and I follow your Instagram, sometimes they don't work out, because now you just have a list of people, of followers, of fans who aren't really interested in what you offer. So either they're going to be there temporarily, and then, once you join, follow them, they'll drop off, or they'll hang on for a little while, only to realize that you're not their people. And so they'll unsubscribe or unfollow then, or they'll sit on your list as on your follow, just as a number. And when you go to sell products and services, there's no response because they're not interested in your product. They just joined or followed you because it was a reciprocating gesture. Just think about that. We want to market to those who are interested in your products, because that means you need to determine the demographics behind your most likely customer. And once you know that, you can make posts relevant to those people. Another point to consider is to find your audience's pain points. Now, you don't necessarily have to target every single post about pain, but knowing what that pain is helps you to provide a solution to the pain. Find out what your customers' concerns are, what their problems are, what they need, and then you create a solution with your product or service to answer that need. That's how you get to, keep your clients and find your ideal client. And don't post too much or too little. 7 days a week, 3 times a day, that might be a little aggressive. And just one post a week, it's just not enough. It's going to be a matter of trial and error, because, again, it depends on your audience, but it's going to be a mission of trial and error. And you're going to want to find that sweet spot, that time, that ideal time of the day that's working for your audience, that ideal day of the week that's working for your audience. You want to really engage them in, whether it be polls or just simply trying it, putting out social media posts every day and seeing what the response is, versus putting out only some on some days and what the response is. So if you're putting out social media for 7 days and you're getting response on only 2 or 3 of the posts, then go with 2 or 3 to post, and go with the 2 or 3 best response types posts that are best responded to, so that you can create more of that. These little I hope that you're getting these aha moments. Go ahead and drop it in the comment field if you feel as though some of these are some great tips for you, or if you've used this, or yes, if you've used this in your business, these any of these tips in your business before. Go ahead and tell us how it worked out for you, so that other people can then be inspired to try some of these things. Another one is to experiment with results. So as I mentioned, it's trial and error. Trying different things can help you learn what works for your social media account and what doesn't work for your social media account, as well as your target audience. What works for one account may not work for another, right? So that means just because it worked over here on Facebook doesn't mean it's going to work on Twitter. Matter of fact, a lot of things that work on Facebook don't work on Twitter, right? Because Twitter's format is so different and the people that are on there are so different. The same with LinkedIn, the same with Instagram, right? So just because you put it on one doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work on the other. Then the same for your target audience. You never know unless you actually do the research. And so you want to make sure that you're trying, not only just trying it out and experimenting, but actually taking those results and doing something with them. Now, another thing you could do is interact with other accounts. You want to take the time to comment, like, and share posts from other accounts. And this helps you to reach a new audience and build relationships with other influencers on social media. You just never know who's in their audience and how your comment can lead them into the rabbit hole of looking, oh, well, she said that. Let me look at who she is. Go in her Instagram, see that she does this. Look at several of these posts. Oh, now I like this one. I'm going to like this and I'm going to like this. You see how it can just really blossom into something, not because they found your page organically, but because they found you through the comments on their most trusted or most popular Instagram account that they follow. So you want to definitely consider building up those relationships via other people's accounts. Another is to be authentic. Nothing will turn someone away faster than coming across as insincere or inauthentic. People can tell when you're not being real. and they don't want to spend their time watching an account that feels fake or overly pushy. Step back a little bit, be authentic, but you don't have to put all your business out on the street. You just don't have to. This is social media. Remember that. It doesn't go anywhere. So even if you think you delete something off your account because, oh, I didn't mean to say that, it's somewhere. Somebody done saved it already, done what do you call it? Screenshotted it, and it's there. Be careful with what you consider being authentic, being your real self. It does not necessarily mean that you have to put all your business on Front Street. So let's just remember that. Another is to see what others in your niche are doing. Now, when starting out with a business, we generally say, check out the competition and see how you can set yourself apart. The same works with social media. Find out what's working for other businesses and accounts in your niche, and what answer the question, what are they responding to? You look at one of their posts and you see, oh, they have 572 responses on comments. What is that post that they posted? And then consider how you can do a similar type of post, not copying, a similar type of post. And now when I say similar, I mean, okay, they used a poll asking a question about beach or mountains, for instance, as an example. And so you want to do a poll that has seen holiday vacations, something that's similar, but not directly the same things. That's something to consider. Okay. Don't, as mentioned, don't copy. We just want to use them as inspiration. Another is to offer something different or unique. So once we know what they're doing, find out what you can do similar, but with a more unique way. You want to try out any new options available. Some social media platforms are often finding ways to compete with each other. So they'll roll out a new feature and boom, somebody else wants a new feature. Somebody else wants a new feature. But you just go ahead and check it out and compare and see what actually works for you in your business. It's simple. You also want to think about committing or connecting with micro influencers. So micro influencers have really been impacting the business so far. These are the people that don't have 100 million people, but actually have a smaller group of influence, but more concentrated people that really like them. And then try new social media networks. You don't have to just be on Facebook or just be on Instagram. Try some other things as well. All right, so those are my tips. I hope that you were able to write them down, identify things that match for you, and really just consider ways that you can profit from social media, especially now while you're making your holiday promotions. Use it to the best of your ability. Get on the other people's platforms and really just promote, and not spammy type, but be able to promote your business in a way that's authentic and in a way that people are really going to be drawn to you and your business, because it is the holiday season. And we want to have this continue this conversation in the new year as to how you can really make the best use of social media for your business. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I'm Rashida Green, the Digimompreneur, and I look forward to the next time we get to see each other. Until next time.